between humans and machines. We all remember our good old computer mouse. Well, it ran out of time. Today we have like voice interaction or touchpad and touch screen. But there's a question left. What is the next generation? We will find out more about that now by welcoming Osman Dumbuya, founder and managing director of Incari. But we start with a video.
23, 20. That's very good. Oder erst 20. Du siehst 23. Also ich will jetzt niemandem irgendwas vorwerfen, aber wenn beide Geschlechter
Hello all, my name is Osman Dumbuya and I'm the CEO of Incari and founder. And so in the first attempt you might be surprised what has this to do with mobility. Therefore I would like to give you a bit of a background where we come from. So we are a company who are focusing on deep tech and thereby trying to solve issues to make development of software solution easier for our customers. We started working on our systems and our applications in early 2015 because the automotive industry recognized that the way people are interacting with their cars might change, especially when you look towards level 3 to level 5 cars, where the attention will be less focused on the driving situation and everything included on the process of getting from A to B, but more that you want to spend more time in form of entertainment or infotainment and getting more news and resources about other topics while being transported from A to B. So that's the reason why we started to develop solutions for this, for the automotive industry, for our automotive customers, to provide them with the right technology that is easier for them to develop all these applications they want to have at some point in their cars. So that's the reason, to summarize what we are basically doing, that's the reason why we have split our company in 4 verticals and 4 columns, and each of them contributing a part of all the elements that we need to get inherent infotainment built up in a car. So the first aspect is a development platform, application development platform that allows you easily to develop certain codes. I will get into details in a second. Additional to that, we need a marketplace, which is basically, we started to develop this to support the over-the-air updates in cars, to distribute any type of software into any type of vehicle. But this is being transformed now to a marketplace that we can do transactions over this and exchange not just data, but also monetize this data. The third one is to underlie the whole thing with an operating system, which is dedicated to automotive requirements, which is different than what we are probably familiar with on our mobile devices. And the fourth part is to get all this combined in one strategic setup where we think hardware and software as one, and thereby change the approach of how we build things to be integrated in specifically for embedded system, which we find in cars. So going to the details, why did we start this HMI development platform initially, and now it's a generalized version, it's an application development platform? Because we decided that those people who are more the creative one and who are focusing on UI and UX experiences for the customers, they are usually not the hardcore C++ developer who can optimize the code for embedded systems to have the same experience. This is why often you see on auto shows complete different presentations of futuristic interfaces than what we see at the end, what is being deployed when you go and buy your next generation car. So we wanted to support this process, and therefore our understanding was we need to provide creative people the technology to really be more focusing on the interaction, but thereby having a tool set that all the creativity and all the ideation they bring up in terms of interaction and interfaces will be underlined with a C++ source code that can be deployed for the dedicated system which is being built into the car at the end. So we have a seamless progress there that reduces the development time from 3 or 4 years, which is needed now, to less than a year, because you can work much more interactively, much more streamlined. The thing is, our approach, how we built this technology, wasn't with a focus to support one specific UI design. It's basically in a way that every car manufacturer can follow their own corporate identity, can follow their own designs and styles and their look and feel that they want to achieve in their cars, keep their own IP on their side, but still work on the same type of platform that can be shared with other car manufacturers as well. So even though they're working on the same technology platform, everyone can express and visualize their own understanding of how a car interface should look like. The second part, as already mentioned, was that to make sure that we can share the content or additional applications which can be provided from third parties, we had to build up a marketplace which allows to deploy any type of additional application into any type of vehicle or cars. What's interesting about this is that our marketplace is designed in a way that we can also support micropayments. So this allows you to publish applications or snippets of applications which are usually being monetized by advertisement. We can get away from advertisement because we can offer prices which are less than a tenth of a euro, or euro cent to be accurate, and still make sure that if a certain amount of people have downloaded it, you are getting to you're able to cover your development costs. So that's a different approach, and this will reduce additional alignment with third-party partners to get your applications and your software distributed and out there. The third aspect that we had to build was to rethink how operating system works, because most of the operating system we use today already have a legacy of 20 years and therefore are hard to change and tedious to update and maintain. We restarted to develop an operating system from scratch, developing a new kernel, developing a new hypervisor, doing all the management applications which are top of it, and thereby we were able to have processing improvements by up to the factor of 5 to 10 in certain applications. This is a very important improvement from our point of view, because this allows to ensure car-to-car communication on a very fast and high interactive level, and we thereby can support more real-time applications and make sure that the updates are as fast as possible, as fast as the hardware is able to deliver. The fourth aspect that we're working on, as said, is really thinking software and hardware as one unit, and thereby adjust the software, or make adjustments in this field where we can get the best impact out of it, instead of thinking both fields separately. So this is how we started to get into hardware development, and thereby offer a platform, meanwhile, for our customers, that they know if they want the best performance for their interfaces and their solution that they're building with our tools, they can rely on our hardware concepts and our hardware solutions to make sure that they achieve the right performances in their cars and in their machines. So now, as I was talking about this, all these topics sound very car related, but our understanding about this is much more general, because if you think about this, all ways that we are interacting with machines is getting more and more based on digital interfaces that we have to address. So the importance of changing the design of software development and be much more UI focused and user centric is a very important pillar from our point of view for the future, to continue with a software development which should and have the responsibility to maneuver and control machines. So it has to be easy for the user to understand how to approach this and how to manage this. And you still have to, and the creative people who are analyzing this and building this have to make sure that the machine runs on these systems at the end. So our application lineup and all these verticals that we are providing will offer the industry basically a tool set that allows them to assemble their application, build software solution for washing machines, for cars, for any type of mobility, for any type of machine in an elegant way, and they can make sure that everything runs on an embedded system because our technology is focused and optimized on this and arranged very highly efficient. In addition to that, we have to pay attention to additional legal requirements which are needed if you're developing for public or for transportation. Like when you're working for the car industry, there are ISO, how it's called, ISO 2026 that you have to fulfill to have the legal permission to run these software in cars on the street. That's the same thing that you also have to provide for aviation. And our company is taking care of all these legal requirements which are needed to use our source code and our building blocks to create your own application based on that. So thank you very much. That's it for that.
Osman, thank you very much. I totally love the idea. I totally love the approach. But the first thing that came up to my mind was thinking about the competition, Apple, Microsoft. It's overwhelming, isn't it?
It's overwhelming, but there's some different something we have to sort out, right? So far in the past, Apple and Google, for example, they were targeting the consumer. And now we started our development in 2015, where they didn't have the idea yet to think about how will we build software for cars, for example, or how will we build software for all the other machines which are out there for manufacturing. So this is where we started, and we really had a strong focus on that. But a part of that, it's not that we are thinking of our competitors like Apple and Google who want to make their business in this field, but we are trying to come up with a solution for the hands-on designers who have to solve their work. So we are trying to provide a tool set of applications that they can use to build their own car interfaces. So as you can see with Apple, they're trying to offer an interface that the car manufacturers can play into their cars to have a car interface based on Apple corporate identity and Apple's looks and look and feel. We don't want to take that place. We provide them the technology to, again, go on competing against Apple and make a BMW look like a BMW or Mercedes-Benz look like a Mercedes-Benz. This is what we are trying to provide.
Okay, then you need to tell us when the software will be on the market.
The software is on the market, so we already have some customers using it and are in the prototyping phase. Okay. So we are looking forward to, hopefully by 2024, have the first bunch of cars on the streets with our solutions.
Perfect. Osman, thank you very much for sharing all of this with us. And of course, you will stay around a little bit if somebody else has a question. Or if you have a question that should be interested to all of us, raise your hand now. Nobody in here, but I think there was some face-to-face questions left. Osman, thank you very much for being with us today.